Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the case may be, wherever you're tuning on from. This beautiful, beautiful earth of ours. Win, lose, or draw, it's still a beautiful earth. It always will be, always has been. Welcome to the Rate and Debate Show. Welcome to the Rate and Debate Show, where we may have some decent ratings for a few decent players. Thank you very much all for tuning in. Of course, alongside me today to see if we agree or disagree and argue and debate, because I love having an argument about a rating. I've got the wonderful Jamie Phillips joining me. Jamie, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing real good, mate. There's nothing better than waking up on a Monday morning when your team has annihilated Man City 1-0.
No, you're right. You're spot on. It was actually, I look back, right? I watched the game again. And obviously people, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about yesterday afternoon's tremendous victory. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not play it down like we played down the Rangers result and the Ajax result, wherever. No one, and even the majority of the fan base, didn't expected us to turn up yesterday. Like we were, especially when we saw the teams and wherever. I'll tell you what, that was like, we've got our Liverpool back for that game. I'm not going to say we've got our Liverpool back because we've got another game on Wednesday, but just for one night only, we had our Liverpool back, didn't we, James?
Oh, we certainly did. It was incredible. I mean, that was the Liverpool I've seen the last few years under Jurgen Klopp. You know, that word intensity was actually back in their game. Just shows that these players have not lost it. They've not broken down. They're not digressing or anything like that. It's just something going wrong at the beginning of the season, didn't go quite right for us, and now hopefully, fingers crossed, the team will start clicking gear a little bit. But what performance!
Yeah, look, do you know what? You're so right, though. It changes your whole mood, innit? It? Like we've been discussing, me and you've done bits together in the last couple of weeks, and it's quite depressing every time talking about a defeat or a draw.
Oh man,
it's like we don't want to be like this. We don't want to talk down to our players. We don't want to criticize the club because they've been so good to us last 5 years. Do you know what I mean? We want to defend them at all costs. But sometimes some truths have to be told, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, sometimes you got to speak about players that are not performing only because of the standards that they've set. And our boys have set quite the standard in the last couple of years, right?
Very, very high standards. Very high standard. Us and City, to be fair to them as well. The standard of these two clubs that they've done in this country the last 4 or 5 years is, I don't think I've seen standards quite like it, you know, in this league in a long, long time. And yeah, you got to give both teams a lot of credit what they've done to English football. Some people might not like to agree with that, but you can't disagree with that. It's facts and truths at the moment. The last 5 years, these two teams have been the two best teams in this country.
I don't see how anyone else, apart from Man City and Liverpool, can argue with that. No. I don't see it. If you look at the points tally, these teams have committed or proved to got, they're insane, Jamie. No one has ever got this level of points scoring consecutively for 5 seasons. If you take out our season of horror, right? If you take out that, both teams I think are averaging like early to mid 90s.
It's mad. It's mad. And
we never heard of that before.
It's absolute madness. I think you know, in 20 years' time, I think we're all going to sit down and realise how good these two teams were.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's going to take time for everyone to realise, but I think a couple of decades or whatever it is, everyone's going to sit down, look at the history books, look back and think, Jesus Christ, that Liverpool, Manchester City
team. How good were they?
Look at them points they're bringing up. It's just, and look, the season we couldn't compete because of the injuries and problems we had defending our title. City won the league on 80 points because they had no one chasing them.
Look at that. Just look at it. Do you know how much that annoys me? You just reminded me, right? And we've been in a very good mood, right, over the weekend. But things like that really wind you up, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like we've got 97 points and we didn't win the league. No, how much last year? 92? 93,
92. Was it 92 or 93 and 94 for them? Something like that. Madness.
And then you remind, like, do you know what I mean? We didn't win the league, the season that we had from hell, and it was a season of hell.
Yeah, it was.
Like, people forget that was the ultimate season from hell. Not only the injuries, right, which were chronic injuries, like in terms of long-term injuries, right? All our centre backs going to pot for the season. Not only that, but let's not forget the personal tragedies.
Yeah. Klopp,
Alisson and Klopp.
Alisson. It's terrible. Both their
You
parents.
cannot underplay that. Do you know what I mean? Imagine that, losing your father and losing your mother, and
the world's at a standstill. And the world's
do you remember, Jamie? It was lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just
you can't see your family. People forget these kind of things. It's quite mad how people forget these.
It's actually amazing how well we finished that season. To be fair, finishing third.
It's not talked about enough, Jamie.
No,
it's not. I've often said that. I often said that was probably one of Klopp's, and he's spoken about it before. That was one of Klopp's best achievements in his career.
Took some proper balls to finish third that year.
Unbelievable. And do you remember we still finished above the likes of? Oh fuck it, I can't even bother to talk about it. Rookie says, Grizz, do a Khanage show. We don't need a rating show because clearly they were all tense. Well, maybe they were, maybe they weren't. We'll discuss them and think. We'll discuss them we won't just give them a rating. We'll talk about their performances and see where they could have done better, maybe. Or you know, whatever the case is. First super chat of the night, Deep Learning Simplified. It's a nice name. Says, hi, Grizz. Hope you will put Matisse in his place on the big six, saying Salah cannot be compared with Hazard. The man is levels above. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, that's a bit of a shit. That's a bit of a shit one, isn't it? Hazard and Salah.
I don't get why people are still not. Salah is a phenomenon. I'm not. He's only 8 goals away from Robbie Fowler's Premier League record. He's going to be Liverpool's all-time Premier League goal scorer. His goal
by the end of the season.
Yeah, his goal yesterday took him above Stevie G. What?
In 5 years.
This man is
6 years.
Ridiculous. It is just. I don't know why he's not respected by a wider community of football fans. I don't know, but no, he's a phenomenon.
He absolutely is, mate. He absolutely is. So big up, Grizz, and guest is Jamie Phillips. Thank you very much, J. Rich. Look. Make sure you cook, Saeed. And look, I'm not a chef, lad. Stop telling me to cook stuff. I'm an eater, not a cook. Do you know what I mean? I'm more of the eater. Do you know what I mean? I'll eat them up, but I won't cook them. Yeah. I will let other people marinate and cook them, and I'll eat them. How's that? Do what Sleeping Dragon says. It's close to coming up to about 100 of you like in here. Smash the like button so we can get going. And Dicko says, evening, lads. Why are Arsenal fans happy? Thought City saved football. Yeah. Mate. It's a lot of bollocks in it.
Yeah.
All this, I mean, have you seen the outburst like since then? Fucking load of rubbish.
City complaining about you.
Yeah.
I had my rant on my show about that. It's just stupid.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I mean, they're going on about making the game too intense. It should be intense. It's Liverpool versus Man City. I've said it for a while now. For me, Liverpool Man City is the best game in Europe. For me, I think El Clasico will be the bigger game because of who they are worldwide. But I think the game to watch in Europe right now is Manchester City, Liverpool. And I think they showed that last night. Even if that game finished 0-0, it would have been a hell of a match still.
Oh, mate. And one of the best 0-0s you could possibly. It was so intense. Yeah.
There's drama in it. There was stories. There was good football. It was just tremendous.
All that great pace.
Yeah. Exactly.
All that great pace. Yeah. Wow, first stream I've catched in ages. I'm treated to both Grizz and Jamie. Big up, respect, fellas. Thank you very much. Jamie from Your FUT Card is in the house. Yo, Grizz. Jamie is, guys, you already know about our sponsors. Go check out yourfutcard.com. 1 second. Let's get it up. That's the ones you need to get. I'll have to get rid of the banner. Go and check them out for all your banners, for all your FUT cards, for your flags and your prints, anything you wanted. Just like that picture that I'm going to use on the Big Six tomorrow later on. I'm not going to have my face up. I'm going to be talking through that the whole show. Absolutely. I'm just going to put that on the chair.
I think I might be using this later, you know.
What's that?
RedFellas
100%.
enough. Yeah, I think they'll use that
100%.
later.
100%. Get a banner made, get a print made for your background, any of
Yeah,
that. Where'd you
yeah.
get that? For example, something like that. What you got in the background, Jamie? You got a banner made up. It's a flag or a banner, whatever it is.
That's the flag. Yeah, I got the
Oh, is
flag
it?
there. I got the
These are the
Liverpool
people.
the Liverpool sheep as well.
Yep. Oh, amazing. Lovely. Anything like that, people, go and check out our
And
channel
down there, by the
sponsors.
way, that's my wife's artwork down there on a beer mat.
Yep. Amazing stuff. You showed me that before. Big up all. Smash the likes, people. I'm waiting for 100 people before I start. How's that? Let's get in here. Let's get the likes up and we start. Grizz, how was that chocolate croissant and mug of tea? Big up you and Jamie. It was amazing as it always is, mate. Love waking up on a Monday morning just before I have to set off for 90-minute studios. People know that I love a cup of tea and a croissant in the morning. Have to.
Croissant, eh?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a pig like that. Sorry.
I've never heard of a chocolate croissant. Nice.
Yeah, you get the thing in the middle.
Bit
of chocolate in the middle. Yeah, you can't. As Eunice said, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
I'll have to check this out.
You got to make sure it's not too much. Just a little hint of chocolate.
Yeah.
But let's get into it, Jamie. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right, people, here we go. We're going to need your help because we may agree or disagree. And then if we do, we need someone to settle the score. But Alisson's always a weird one and a difficult one for me. I don't think he's done anything wrong this season in any of the games. So then what do you base it on? Like, I don't know. It's like, has he done anything wrong? I'm thinking at the top of my head. Has he had any funny games this season, do you reckon?
No, he's got an. I don't think. I said this earlier. I don't. All the players we got in our team, I don't think we talk about Alisson enough.
Okay.
I don't think as a Liverpool fans we talk about this guy enough. For me, on form, I think he's the best goalkeeper in the world right now. On form, I
don't think many would argue with you there. Do you reckon?
His positioning is world class. There was a shot yesterday, and I've been saying this, and I don't think people brought it up enough. You know that shot yesterday on the half volley by Gundogan outside the box?
Yeah.
It sort of bounced really dodgy in front of him.
And he made it look so easy.
Took it like I passed it back to him at 0 mile an hour. Do you know what I mean? And the things like that must make your back four so comfortable. Just his presence alone. It is hard to rate him because, when a goal does go in, it has to be a special goal to beat Alisson usually. But then his assist yesterday, Jesus.
Well, this is it. It's you've convinced me, right? So he didn't do nothing wrong, right? Of course he didn't do nothing wrong. We kept a clean sheet. He made all the saves, even if they were a bit awkward, crowded areas, up against a physical presence in Haaland. So he came and collected a few balls, wasn't scared to come out for the ball or punch a few away. And then he assists the actual goal.
Yeah.
Jamie, I have a feeling, I don't know. Actually, I'm going to let you go first because I don't want you to influence me and I don't want me to influence you. So I want us to totally pick our own ratings. Go on. What you think? Well, we say at the same. Go on. I don't know how you want to do this.
I just can't see how you cannot give him a 1 and a 0. I just can't see how you can't give the man a 10. His average there is a 9.3. So I think people in the chat have been saying it as well. So he got an assist, man. And his distribution, by the way, is just world class. It always has been. He's so safe in goal. It's unreal. I don't fear when crosses come in, people going on one-on-ones. He's got an aura about him at the moment, and it's special. And 10.
I think we've got our first 10, Jamie. I genuinely think
might not be the last.
I'm not sure I've given anyone a 10. People, have I given anyone a 10 on the rating debate show before? I'm not sure this season.
10 this season yet till today.
Yeah, I can't remember who was even close. Maybe one or two. It's probably him in one of the games where he's made a lot of saves.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, people are saying 10 as well. No one's disagreeing with that. Robertson, talk on Robertson. How did he do? I thought, go on, talk. We take turns. Whoever's luck it is, we'll take turns and going first. So whoever's luck's in gets whoever.
Robbo, look. For his first game back, like full game starting after injury, He's out for 5 weeks. Comes back and plays against probably the best team in Europe in Man City right now. Put on a defensive masterclass, I thought. Going forward, he might have been a bit scratchy. There was a few crosses. He's shooting in front of goal. He should just stop. It's not the best. I mean, that shot was it the 7th minute where he just waited and waited and waited, and then it's the same shot you see every time in front of goal.
Every single time, Jamie. He's got so much time to compose himself, relax, and hit the target. He very rarely hits the target.
No, he don't. I'm just waiting for him to just go, I'm not waiting on it anymore. I'm just going to ping it first time. You might as well, because it might be this, it might end up with a different outcome. But his defending was quality yesterday. We've got to give him his credit. It's out for 5 weeks. Simicast a good replacement. But I think you see why against Manchester City, why Robbo is the better left back. And I'm going an 8 personally for Robbo. I thought he had a good game, defensively solid. Going forward, he was a bit iffy at times with his crossing and passing. Gave away a ball a few times, some of them quite easy passing. But he's defending. I mean, all the defenders are excellent. So an 8 for me.
I'm agreeing with you in terms of his performance. That was definitely the rubber we missed. I agree with you. You see the levels with him and Simicast. Even though Simicast is a wonderful step in, doesn't very rarely put a foot wrong. I think Simicast is better in terms of dribbling and attacking, set pieces. Some would argue, but then they both have shit days as well.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on the set pieces, to be fair.
Yeah, but Robbo's finishing. But then Simicast haven't scored.
No, I just think Robbo's a better defender.
Robbo for sure is a default better defender.
Simicast is good, but Robbo.
Yeah, Robbo's definitely more intense as well. And yesterday's game was one of those games where we needed his tenacity and intensity. Definitely, he had to bring that to the party, and he did. Robertson's like, do you know, one of those guys that fucking just irritates you if you're playing against him?
Yeah, he's got an annoying menace about him. Yeah, he's got a nasty streak about him, and I like that.
I love that.
I think sometimes we're too nice as a team.
We are.
So yeah, people like Robbo, you need.
That's one of those things that we showed yesterday. That bit of dig, bit of snide.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Loved it.
I'm 8.5, for Robertson. Yeah. I really. Who was he up against? He was up at
Cancelo and De Bruyne, really.
Yeah, Cancelo and De Bruyne. Now De Bruyne got one beautiful crossover to Haaland for that header.
He's going to in a game, ain't he? It's very.
Did he get behind him much more than that to the byline? I thought Robertson, really. Cancelo, a couple of times. People. Jamie's saying 8. I'm saying 8.5.
I think there's 8s and 8.5s in the chat. Yeah, that's basically what it
is. Let's see if we can come to an agreement. Well, there's a 9 started off. 8.5, 8, 9.
What's the average?
People, let us know. What's Simicast on 0 goals? Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about Thiago as well. I mean, I think I'm going to go with 8 then because of that shot. You're right. That pissed me off so much. It's true though. He could have done so much better. That would have been a brilliant start. We deserve that.
Yeah.
Now we're getting 8.5s coming through. Just when I said,
I don't think we can put the points on, but we can say it's an 8.5 on the thing. So we can do it like that.
Well, we'll see 8.5 and then see if anyone sort of disagrees. No, all right. We'll say 8. You're right. You can't do 8.5. There you go. That's settled then. Because I don't think he deserves a 9 then in that case.
In our hearts, we know it's an 8.5, right?
In our hearts, we know it's 8.5. Exactly. Indian Scousers in the building. He says, big up Grizz and Jamie. Keep smashing the likes, people. He's right. People keep smashing the likes. Coming up to 120 of you now. Keep smashing it. I get Joe Gomez. Oh, sorry, mate. I get Joe Gomez. I get to speak on someone we spoke on a stream we done last Friday, and we were discussing all the things about him, and all of us to a man want him to do well as well, because he's such a top guy. You can tell he's gone through hell and back.
Yeah.
I think he was impeccable. Jamie, I think he was wonderful. I'm trying to think, people, help me out here if I've forgotten anything. I don't think he put a foot wrong, just like Elias just said there.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. He's because we can't do 0.5s. The only time he lost sight of Haaland was that thing I was telling you about when Kevin De Bruyne found him.
He had
Is there anything else?
Yeah, that was the only time, really.
I thought his passing. What did you like about his performance the most?
His aggressiveness.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see Joe Gomez do, because like we spoke about on Friday, didn't we? And I was shocked at this performance by Joe Gomez, I've got to say, because we've been saying like his best performances in the red shirt at the moment seem to be at right back at times. And we wondered could Joe Gomez be the centre back we all thought he could be at one time. And, injuries, we thought, he's stopping him maybe playing that role now. I can't get too ahead of myself because it was just a one game, but he was going up against what everyone's saying the most dangerous, best striker in the world right now, this dangerous City team. And let's face it, apart from one chance Haaland had, really, he had him locked up quite well. You got to give the man credit for that. He was aggressive, though. That's what I want Joe Gomez to do. I want him to be aggressive centre-back because he's got it in him. He's stocky, he's strong, he's quick. He can play like that. And if he does make a mistake, because of his pace and his how athletic he is, he can get back. I want to see an aggressive Joe Gomez. That's what I like about him. He was tremendous.
Do you think his injuries have got like a psychological effect on him, mate? He's not as aggressive as he must have.
I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him.
I mean,
he did. The injuries he had.
Gone through hell, hasn't he?
Yeah.
For me, I thought we'll try to pick a man of the match, but he's definitely in the top 3 when it comes to choosing man of the match.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, no, so he's definitely. We agree he's definitely in the top 3. We'll try to get one by the end of the show.
Yeah,
but for me, he was definitely top in the conversation, top 3 to man of the match. I think he gets a 10 if it wasn't for that one.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. If that one, because Haaland,
could have scored,
could have done a bit better. So 9, perfect. Yeah.
I'm with that. People are saying 9.5, or 10, yeah. But I think Gomez, people are saying 9.5. I think that's good enough. You get Big Verge.
Big Verge at last. Virgil van Dijk. The Virgil I know came back yesterday. I don't know what it is. It just shows that Virgil maybe just weren't in his right mindset at the beginning of the season, like a lot of these players. And it looked like him and Joe Gomez at the beginning of the game just looked at each other and went, "You want this? Do you want That's show that because Van Dijk. I heard that Van Dijk doing an interview with Jamie Redknapp, and he looked a bit peeved that people are actually talking about him. That is he finished? Has he lost a step? And I think he proved yesterday that he hasn't. He's just been in bad form because he's a human being. Everyone can have bad form, and he's in bad form. Again, aggressiveness. Van Dijk. It was the most aggressive actually I've seen Van Dijk play for a long time, and he got a sweat on as well. He was closing down. He weren't letting Haaland have anything. Him and Gomez were tremendous. He's still the leader in that centre back area. You can see he's pointing to Gomez where he wants him to be at all times. Don't be too far away from me. Stay close. We can't let Haaland split us. If Haaland splits us as centre backs, we're going to have trouble because of his body size and his strength. So they're always very close to each other, and that's his leadership right there. But this is his best performance. Equal. He's pretty equal with Gomez. I think because we can't put a point on it, you could probably say Gomez maybe a 0.5 and Van Dijk's a 9. So, but they were both tremendous. And it was like when they played together the first time they played together, they sort of complement each other quite well. I've always thought that. And they did yesterday as well. It was just beautiful to see Van Dijk he weren't back to pure Van Dijk, but that defensive display shows why he's still up there as one of the best in the world and tremendous.
Yeah, people are talking about the Haaland header.
Oh, yeah, getting the pace. Oh, Van Dijk's pace is he's sprint speed to get back
Yeah.
over the bar.
Yeah, I agree with you because, go on, what was you going to say?
No, nothing else.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Gomez
Gomez was slightly better.
slightly better, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I'm splitting hairs. Like, Virgil didn't do anything wrong at all. He was brilliant. He was magnificent. But I just thought Gomez, the pressure was more on Gomez, maybe. Actually, the pressure was on Virgil as well. Everyone was talking about Haaland going to do this to him and Haaland going to do that to him. Do you know what I mean?
I think Haaland tried to play off Gomez a lot more than Virgil because you would. So Gomez might have had more work to do in that sense. So that makes him look better at the same time. But as a partnership, they were
immaculate.
10. They were 10 as a partnership. And then it's how you separate it after. But you say Gomez a little bit better.
Jesvin Jose sends in a super chat. He says, Gomez is so much better when he's aggressive and track runners using his pace. Exactly what you said, Jamie. Need to stop trying to imitate VVD style. Passive, nonchalant defending doesn't suit him. That's a pretty good point. He's kind of saying that because not everyone can defend like or play like Virgil. He's pretty much unique, isn't he, in his style?
Yeah, one of a kind in his style, yeah. Because you wouldn't call it, I mean, Italians probably don't like the way Virgil defends from that point of view. Because he's not aggressive like that, and he looks very relaxed. He almost looks like he ain't bothered in a way. Yeah. And that's a testament to how good he is. That's what I mean. So yeah, you can't play like Virgil. And I think Joey, he looks up to Virgil. The things, they've been together quite a long time now, and I think he looks at him as the best. So, but yeah, Joe's got to play his game. If he plays like that, aggressive, quick, he's going to be tremendous.
If we could give a rating for a partnership, I'm agreeing with the GOAT. If a partnership, they were 10.
They're 10. Yeah, perfect.
That's not a bad shout. But individually, we got a, Oh, yeah, remember this one. Grizz, back to this again. Gomez is the banger. VVD is the mash. The banger runs banging into people. The mash mashes everyone in the box. Bangers and mash, we used to call him. Back in the glory. That's never, man. Thank you very much for reminding me that. People on my channel remember that. Yeah, we called them. We called them bangers and mash. You get Fabinho. No, I get Fabinho. Yeah, it's what, the way it's worked out, I get Fabinho, and I'm fair enough. I'm happy to get Fabinho because I've been slaughtering him, and I love when a player comes back strong and shows his levels. I said it against Rangers, that second half. I saw a bit of Fabinho back. And yesterday Fabinho was back. I thought it was wonderful. When Fabinho, and it's almost amazing how him and Thiago complement each other, just like we're talking about Virgil and Joe Gomez. I thought Thiago and Fabinho dovetailed beautifully as a double pivot in that midfield. The tenacious, the nasty Fabinho was back, getting those blocks and tackles in and taking a yellow card, like I believe he got one yesterday.
Yeah.
I liked his performance a lot. I still think he can be a little bit better with his passing.
Yeah.
But it was much better. The speed of his pass, the thinking. It wasn't like he was brain dead yesterday. He's been playing like he's been brain dead, like in a trance. Yeah. Do you know what I mean by that, Jamie? And I know how wonderful
he's been playing like a zombie. That's what he's been playing like. But he's been. I said this the other day with Fabinho. I think the problem is, I've always said it, in a player, sometimes you have to hide their weaknesses and show their strengths. And with Fabinho, we've been showing his weakness and not showing his strength at times. So he's got mobility. We know his mobility is a problem. He's not got mo pace. So if you isolate Fabinho, he's in bang trouble. The way we played yesterday, because we dropped deeper and we played this 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1 formation, that means he weren't getting exposed. And if Fabinho ain't getting exposed, there's hardly any better DMs around that reads the game as well as Fabinho. And then he can be aggressive. And I actually like it when Fabinho sometimes fouls someone and gets a yellow card, because he's stopping them attacking. I've seen Fabinho too much this season when he doesn't do that and just lets them run.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing winds you up more
I
than
don't
that.
mind that. I don't mind the old booking here and there if he brings someone down to stop an attack. That's his job. That's what he should be doing, and that's what I want to see more from him. This is his best performance in quite some time. Even into last season, he was a bit poor as well. So, yeah, hopefully, again, like a lot of these players, this is a start of something that can keep going this season. And I hope it is for Fab as well. But him and Thiago, quality likes playing with quality, Grizz. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean?
I'm going to give him, because I get first dibs on this.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to disagree. I'm going to give him 8.
Yeah, that's what I would have said as well.
Yeah.
Which for Fabinho is like a 12 at this point.
Yeah, the way he's been playing, you're right. Yeah. You're right. All right, you get Harvey Elliott.
Oh, beautiful. I'm glad. Love this kid. Now, on Friday, I can big myself up here a bit.
Yep. 100%.
On Friday, I had a little thing when we were doing our show, and I predicted that I had a feeling we might play 4-4-2 and Harvey would play on the right, just because I think it would free Salah up a little bit more to attack through the middle. And yeah, I was glad I was right about it, but I don't really care about myself. What I care about is how good this Harvey Elliott is. My biggest compliment I can give Harvey Elliott is that this was a Liverpool-Manchester City game and he never looked out of place. That's the biggest compliment I can give. He looked tremendous. He keeps the ball very well. Yes, there's parts of his game he needs to get better at, like at the final end when he sometimes miscontrolled it or could have got a shot out quicker and all that. But the kid's 19 and he's played, 7 Premier League games last season, his first year, and 7 this season. As the years goes on, this kid's going to develop and become better at certain ends of the game. He keeps the ball really well. He's a little bit quicker than I think he was last season as well.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, he looks a little bit more stocky as well. He's got a good pass in him. He's got a good tournament. He can turn on the half as well. Doesn't mind receiving the ball in a half and doing a little spin. But what I want to compliment him the most on is his work rate yesterday, getting back and helping James Milner. I thought that was fantastic. I didn't know he had that in him, to be fair. I thought he was tremendous yesterday on that right-hand side. Foden, very, very quiet. And that was down to just not Milner, down to Elliott as well. And Bernardo Silva. You know, that you got Foden and Bernardo Silva on that right-hand side, and you got young Harvey Elliott. And for me, Harvey Elliott outshot both of them. That
says it all.
That says it all. I'd probably go an 8, around the 8 mark, because I would go higher, but he got in good areas in the final third at times and stumbled his lines a little bit. But as I said,
a couple of times. Yeah.
He will grow into that, and he will get better at that. So it's no rush for me. So yeah, an 8 for Harvey.
Pixelated Pigeon says, lots of neutrals don't seem to what he brings yet. I can't give a shit.
It's because he's not a stat merchant. That's why.
Absolutely. He's a wonderful, wonderful little player. He's growing on me all the time. Yeah, pretty much agree with everything what Jamie said. I just love his game intelligence.
Yeah.
And added to that, his newfound work rate and effort and desire to play anywhere for the team, to cover anywhere for the team. Mate, this guy's got the whole world at his feet, honestly. So many doubts about what he can do, where he can play. But he's put me on the pitch with some of the best players. And like you said, he wasn't up there with any jokes. He was up there with some of the finest players. I would have given him an 8.5. We ain't got 0.5s. Can't give him a 9 because, as you said, he did a couple of times fluff his lines. But that's absolutely fine with that.
An 8 against Man City. It's a quality rate.
That is a quality. I agree with you.
And he's so strong as well. I noticed that yesterday. He's very strong. He's hard to knock off the ball. You have to really lay into him to knock him off that ball.
Yeah, I love that. And do you know what? Do you know what he's getting that from? Mo.
Yeah, he's very close to Mo, and Mo's been talking about him.
Mate, you can tell. You can tell Mo's telling him about strength development. I'm telling you. So, 8. From the youngest, we go to the eldest statesman of the team. Young, vibrant James Milner. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know what it is, Jamie? We all lose our shit.
Yeah.
and we all say things, and look, we don't take them back. Like, of course, we take the shit that we speak back, but sometimes if we see something like James Milner shouldn't be starting games for Liverpool on a regular.
No,
it's not fair on him.
Nope.
And it's not fair on the team, to be honest with you, right? It's not fair on him. He signed a contract to just chill out, be a guiding figure, almost preparing for his coaching, play when he's needed in emergency. Well, I guess yesterday was an emergency of sorts, even though some people were saying Fabinho could have played right back, or Gomez could have played there and Fabinho in centre back, or Phillips. Jurgen Klopp went with this man.
Yeah,
and he didn't let us down. Mm-hmm. Mate, he scared the shit out of Foden. He was crunching him into him every fucking time he could, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Don't know about you, Jamie.
No, I've got to admit, like, obviously everyone went in complete meltdown when they saw the team sheet an hour before kickoff, and you see a certain James Milner playing right back, and everyone's having these, going back to these nightmares the last time he played Foden lighting him up and all this sort of stuff. I've got to admit, I was a bit anxious about it.
Yeah, of course we were. No, we were. All of us.
Foden's in tremendous form at the moment, and Milner, for starters, isn't a right back, and he's 36, and it's just, I know he's a professional, and he'll give his, but he will play to the absolute maximum he's got inside him right now, and what he did yesterday, I mean, I couldn't thank him enough. I'm like, he's just. If I met him on the street, I'd actually shake his hand, apologise. I'm sorry. You were tremendous yesterday. This kid Foden is no joke. He is special, right? He's a special footballer. He was scared to run at James Milner yesterday.
Believe that.
That's madness, because Milner played with his. I think Milner thought about this in the change room. Probably thought, I'm 36. I can't let him run past me. I've been playing football for as long as he's been alive, so I've got to use my professionalism, what I know, and just do what I can. And yeah, he was perfect. I mean, obviously he didn't get forward too much. He played that old school right back position yesterday. Rarely came over the halfway line at all. And yeah, Foden just didn't want to run at him. He didn't want a piece of him. But Milner was aggressive, as Milner always is. He don't shirk anything. And he let Foden straight away. For as soon as that whistle goes, you're in for a game, son. Sorry, this ain't like last time. I ain't getting done again. And I'm doing this for my team now. And he was excellent yesterday, absolutely fantastic.
Struggling to find words. Yeah, you're right. Terry Maxtad says, to be honest, Millie was different.
So we should all just say sorry, James.
Sorry, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, honestly. Because you're right. If I met him in the street, I would give him the biggest, massivest hug and handshake and say, sorry, sir. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You was out of this world. You was brilliant. Mohit's asking, what's the average score on the side represent? If it's scored this season, Fab definitely ain't. No, that's actually what was given to the players, like across various platforms and across different pundits and writers and analysts. So that was the average score was given. So we haven't gone away from too much of the average. We've been quite spot on in that fact, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Van Dijk, we've maybe scored under, but then we didn't think he was as good as Joe. Maybe.
No, I think.
But nothing.
I think all the ratings are perfectly fair so far.
Yeah, nothing in it, to be honest with you. What do you want to do about James Milner? So, as you said, he didn't really get forward, but who gives a shit? Keep a clean sheet against Man City. That's your job done, son.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably go 9 for Millie. There's a few.
I'm ready to give him 9 for the fact that all the bullshit spoken about him.
I just love to see a 9 next to Milner. Full stop. Let's give him that 9. He deserved it, man. He played his heart out. He was fantastic.
Did he play the full 90? He didn't. Did he get taken off?
I think Trent came on, didn't he? Towards the end of the game, was it the 90th minute Trent came on?
But it wasn't for Milner.
I just can't remember now.
No, it wasn't for Milner. I think Milner played. No, you definitely didn't get taken off. I think.
No, if Milner played the whole game against Manchester City, jeez, and no one got. No, that's.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Great.
He played 90. Yeah, he played 90.
Great.
Yeah, 9 suits him then. In that case,
he's going to need a week off now. That's a hard game to play. But
I mean, there's loads of comps. I tell you, just type in Milner comps probably on Twitter, it'll come up. There's surely someone made Milner comps. Guys, there's 160 of you in here. Smash up the likes, will ya? While I cough away. Smash up the likes. Right. Who gets Thiago? Me or you?
You went Milner first, I think.
Go on then.
Thiago, he's now. I've been saying it for a while. I think Thiago's Liverpool's best defender in midfield. I've been on this hill for a while now, and again, I think you saw that yesterday. Now, it weren't a Thiago show of where he gets the ball as that 360 vision, can spray it about wherever he can, but you can't really do that in this sort of game because Man City's pressing. Man City hunt the ball down like no one else. Pep's always had that in his teams. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, now at City. They chase. They ain't got that time. But he's defending alone, and his work rate with Fabinho to not let Man City dominate that midfield yesterday. Because I don't think either team dominated the midfield. I think it was quite even, to be fair. And I think we're the only team really that stopped Man City dominating the midfield this season, and that's down to Fabinho and Thiago. I think they were both really similar in their game yesterday. Thiago's passing might have been a little crisper than Fabinho's because it is Thiago at the end of the day. But he's defending this first class. I know he got a yellow card and it looked terrible on TV when I first saw it, but then when you see the replay, he slips from about 3 yards into him, don't he? So
yeah. Very clear as day. Yeah. You're right.
But yeah, I personally go with an 8 with Thiago. I think him and Fabinho are about exactly the same on the pitch. There wasn't a lot of difference between the two of them, but defended their hearts out. They really did.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was brilliant defensively. Like his reading of the game was second to none. His passing, wasn't as great as it could have been, but then we played a different system. And when you're playing a different system every time, sometimes it's hard to remember who's where and sort of who's making what run. Do you know what I mean? People might think, oh, come on, they're professional footballers. But sometimes, because our system's been so much the same, even a slight positional change can upset the rhythm of the passing, especially Thiago, who's a rhythm passer. Then again, a couple of sprayed out balls to Harvey Elliott wide right were fantastic. Or when Salah pulled out, he took the mantle of Trent from switching play. Spirit says Thiago didn't impress me. 7. Talk to us, Spirit. Why didn't he impress you?
I can understand people saying it because we're used to seeing Thiago getting the ball, dropping a little deeper, and
I get it.
Beautiful passing everywhere. But as you say, that weren't the game yesterday. That weren't the game because of the pressing of Man City. It's very hard to do that. He was better than De Bruyne. And De Bruyne, he was tremendous on that pitch yesterday. He's defending and work rate alone. He's covering, and we're talking about two midfielders here, in Fabinho and Thiago. Not blessed with the greatest, mobility and pace in the world.
Yeah,
and they didn't get outrun at all. And that's because of their great defensive display, their great positioning on the pitch, their know-how, their knowledge, tactical awareness, and how to win big games. These are two big match players. Thiago's been there and done it with everything. They know how to win big games and how to dig in. Sometimes you can't be that sexy, skillful footballer. Sometimes you just have to dig in and put on a display like that. And that's what he did yesterday.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Pretty much like, what's his name? Fabinho, like we said. An 8, both of them. Thought fantastic. Different roles, as you said. They played different roles. They had different tasks. Their tasks were all about sort of blocking passing lanes, trying to make interceptions, then setting us off, but watching the runners as well from Man City. Dinesh sends in a super chat. He says, Man City match with Arsenal is cancelled. So the time Man City play Liverpool, win both games, be only 4 points behind. Yes, played an extra game. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, Dinesh. I know what you mean.
I know what he's saying, because we've got 3 games in a week, ain't it?
Because we've got 3 games in a week, yeah. But shall I tell you what, Dinesh, though? We have to follow this up with another victory. Because if we do, we're
in a roll.
We go 7 points behind Man City, who, in my humble opinion, are still the ones to look at.
Oh yeah.
We go 7 points behind Man City with a game in hand. That's all I'm saying. We need to get another victory.
And West Ham at home is not an easy game.
West Ham ain't easy. West Ham ain't home.
These players have just got to pretend they're playing Man City again, in my opinion. They got to go. This ain't West Ham. This is Man City again.
Yeah.
Play with that same intensity, and they beat West Ham.
Diogo Jota.
He's yours first.
I've got this thing about Diogo Jota, you know, Jamie. I'm beginning to love him.
Yeah.
He's becoming one of my favorites. Like, just like Sadio Mane started slowly. Because Sadio Mane was one of my favorites from very early on. But this guy is selfless.
Absolutely. He's a beautiful footballer.
I'm telling you, his work rate for the teammates, for the way he creates space for everyone else. He's brave as a fucking lion. So gutted about his injury. I'm absolutely. It's to be honest with you, it's what's made me really sad this morning. Like nothing else could have upset.
Do we know what's happened yet? Has he torn his calf? Or is it just
so what I've been told, and I didn't want to put it out yesterday until the journalist came over, like I told you, like in the WhatsApp group. I said it on my show last night. I said, look, it's not good about Jota, but I was told that it's a suspected torn calf muscle.
That's his World Cup.
Now there's 3, since then I've done a bit of digging, there's 3 levels of grades, like grading of tears. 1, 2, and 3. Ranging from 1, which is like a couple of weeks, to 2, which is about 4 to 6 weeks, and 3, which is 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, so if it's 1 then.
We're just hoping and praying and see what
I hope for him as well as a person, because you'd want to play at a World Cup. That's your dream. You'd want to. So I'd love, because he's in a good Portuguese team. It could do well in a World Cup, and I'd love to see him there. So I am hoping it's just a grade 1. That'd be fantastic for him himself. But you're right, though. Again, his display. It might not be beautifully eye catching, but his work rate yesterday was ridiculous. His work rate yesterday was ridiculous. It was off the charts. His work rate, again, helping Robbo, who's been out for 5 weeks on that side. With you had on the right side, you had Harvey Elliott and James Milner going against Foden and Bernardo Silva, and then Jota and Robbo, who's been out for 5 weeks, were going up against
De Bruyne. Wow.
I mean, he put in he not only was putting a shift, he had some good play. Yes, he missed some chances. The header he should have scored. The lovely pass from Salah, little flick over. He should have scored that. But his all-round play and his ability on the ball. And I also like what I like with Joe when he plays off the left. He's got this good. I like what he does sometimes. He's got this thing where he runs slow into players and then he takes off again.
Yeah,
goes past the player.
Sadio used to do that.
Yeah, I like that about Jota. He can do that.
Do you remember that? Mane used to do that.
Just slow, and then they accelerate off the spot. Take some acceleration and do that, and Jota can do that. Talented footballer. Might not have been the most eye-catching display what he did yesterday, but look who's going up against, as we said, Cancelo and De Bruyne on that side.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that's the right score for him. Because if he scored, it would have been another. Obviously, he probably should have been hitting the target at least, especially how good he is in the air. But yeah,
I think so.
Tremendous display again.
Yeah, I think so. The 2 chances he misses. The second one, definitely. The first one, all right, he had to put his own pace on it. A lovely little cross from Harvey. Didn't have much pace on it.
But Mo's ball to him, Jesus.
Mo's ball, delicious. But yeah, Jota, just hope and pray, people, that it's not a bad.
Fingers crossed for him. Anyway.
That's all we can do now, and just hope, because wow, with some fucking bad luck again, like after Diaz.
Just never seems like we have a tremendous display, and a display of the season for us, and it shows everyone in the country that watching. No, Liverpool are still there somewhere, and they're still dangerous. Yeah. And then 100%. We lose Jota. It's just so. It's so gutting.
100%. All right, lucky sod, you get Mo.
The king. Oh, Mo Salah. Just put this man in front of goal. Things happen, man. Put this man in front of goal. I'm going to say it now. I think he's the most disrespected attacker in Europe. I just think he's just tremendous. His goals to game ratio is ridiculous. And he's doing it at the highest level. And by the way, Salah scores against all the big teams. He ain't just stat padding against small teams.
Can someone in the chat actually tell us? I read it somewhere. His stats against the big six, like his numbers,
shows up all the time.
It's insane.
It's mad. It's mad. You know, you had that thing with Suarez where, you know, Suarez didn't score against any of the, was it the top 4 or 5? That
yeah,
season?
yeah.
He had that great year. But Salah, City scores. United, he scores. Chelsea's, he scores. Arsenal's, he scores. He's always scoring against these big teams, and he was so good yesterday on that counter attack as well, because we played a lot deeper, and he played sort of like through the middle in that 9th position a little bit. Sometimes he drifted out to the right, but not too far. So that inside right position where he likes, picks up nice positions there. Yeah, a few chances before his goal, obviously, but you could tell, man, he was just on it. And what I love
from the start,
yeah, and what I love about Mo, he runs at pace continuously. Everything's 100 miles an hour. Mo don't slow up. He don't slow up to control it. He don't slow up the part. Everything's bang, 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 bang. You got to keep up with him. And his goal. I mean, that turn. Yes, the defending was poor, but I don't care. That turn was ridiculous, and the composure after it. After he missed one quite similar before that, but as Mo said in his interview, that don't bother him. He knows he's going to get another chance.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard about that. He said,
I
don't. Yeah,
it doesn't bother him. He just gets on with it. You can see in the way he plays. This is the Mo I want. I don't want a Mo touching the sideline, trying to be creative. I think we made a mistake at the beginning of the season trying to adjust our tactics properly, helping Darwin out and things like that. And I think Klopp's seen it now and thinking, you know, I think what it was. I think Klopp saw him when he came on against Rangers, got that 5-minute hat-trick. And I think Klopp was like, yeah, I've got Darwin here as my big striker I've signed, but
look at these stats, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
There is 68 goal contributions in 88 games against the current Premier League top 6.
How can you not say he's not world class? This is just
that is insane.
He's the man for the moment. He's still, and when we're talking about your Haalands this season, that's not. If you're playing Mo, central striker, or around in front of goal, he's getting De Bruyne numbers, Haaland numbers. He just is
ridiculous, man. I'm in agreement about this as well. You know, he's too nice. The treatment he gets, and he keeps his cool. It's good, but he should tell the ref a bit more that he's unhappy. Do you know what? He keeps his cool a lot. He gets a lot of roughhouse treatment, you know,
especially yesterday. For a man who apparently falls down very easy, the man is hard to put on the floor. Full stop. I mean, it took Bernardo Silva to do a wrestling move to get him down yesterday.
Yeah,
and he still didn't get anything from it. Yeah, Salah's too nice. He knows that he should be getting lots of fouls, but he doesn't get in the ref's face, does he? I don't think that's him as a person, though.
No, it's not.
Always, you know, the way he is and the way he carries himself. I think he's not like that. That's why he's so well loved. And I actually don't want him to be aggressive like that. To be fair, I like him like that, but
could give him another edge now.
Yeah, probably could give him another edge, but my God, how much more edge would this man need?
I know. But you know, Messi developed it as he got older. Messi developed it.
Yeah.
Ronaldo definitely had it from the start.
Yeah,
you develop it, man, as you get along.
Yeah, I think Salah's getting that sort of. I'm not saying like he's like Messi and Ronaldo, but he's starting to get that treatment now from defenders, ain't he?
No, he does.
Where 100%. They double up on him, they kick the crap out of him, they pull him about everywhere because you've got to stop him, and it's probably the only way you can stop him sometimes. No, he's tremendous, man.
I think 9. If he scores that other goal,
we're on 10 City.
I reckon we'd give him 10 because I think he terrorized their defense pretty much single-handedly as an attacker. Because Bobby was playing in midfield a lot.
Yeah.
Jota was doing a lot of defensive work. It was Mo literally terrorizing them on his own.
Yeah, one-man army.
One-man army he was. I think 9's good.
Yeah.
Bobby, again, Bobby was intelligent as fuck. So clever. Didn't let Rodri control the game like Rodri controls games of football.
Oh yeah, he's a diamond.
Gundogan controls games of football. Bobby Firmino didn't let either of them control the game. He was around, in and around them. And then when the ball came up to him, he was so intelligent with his layoff. Played in Mo, who should have scored. You remember we were talking about the first chance. Yeah, Bobby's playing really well. Again, this formation, we've spoke about it before, this formation possibly gets the best out of Bobby as well.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a bit of a, what's the word? Like a, I don't know, like a little bit of a swan song here. Final swan song, you know, for Bobby in this position.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love Bobby, man. Bobby, as you say, this position suits him, this deeper position. But what I loved about his performance yesterday, he stood on Rodri. Rodri couldn't dictate the game. Rodri is a tremendous footballer. He probably don't get the credit he deserves, I don't think, but he is a tremendous footballer. He's a tremendous DM, but he controls the game. A bit like Sergio Busquets used to do in Pep's Barcelona team. You know, he's the point where it all starts from. And it looked like the game plan yesterday was, right, let's leave Mo in the counter-attack. Because Mo cheated. He never really came back much yesterday, did he, Mo? He sort of like stayed up. But Bobby was the one following whoever was the deepest midfielder at the time for Man City to stop them getting on the ball. Because Bobby is very good just getting that toe on the ball before someone else or kicking it from behind and just winning the ball back quickly. Look, he was tremendous at yesterday. Going forward, not as good as he's been this season. There was a few passes that he underhit and stuff like that. It weren't. But again, I think the game plan yesterday was for Bobby to be that player that comes deep and stops whoever's the deep lining midfielder for Man City at the time to stop any kind of counter attacks. And that was Bobby's game yesterday. That's what he was used for. And he did that perfectly.
Oh, absolutely.
It's hard to rate, though, to be fair, Bob. This one might be the hardest one to rate, actually.
What do you want to do? What do you have in mind?
I was actually going to give him the lowest rating so far. It sounds bad. I was going to give him a 7 because what he did defensively in attack was fantastic, but he didn't really offer. I don't think he offered too much.
All right, so let's see what 7 means. So 7 means good. So it's not a bad rating at all. So, and I'm happy with that.
7's great.
Right? So 7's good. So I'm happy with that, to be honest with you. I don't mind. People in the chat seem to think 7 as well. 7.5, 7. Yeah. All right, we get into the subs now. This is a weird one, Darwin Núñez. Fucking, he was chaos, wasn't he? Chaos for us, chaos for himself, chaos for his team, the other opposition. He was a madman. He came on like a proper caveman and just fucking started. Do you know, like proper caveman with his what do you call it? You know, like Flintstones with his club, just going around clubbing everyone. Proper Tarzan, he is. Don't know what to make of him, Jamie.
It's hard, don't it?
Yeah, look, he made awful decisions on the ball, but he had the physical attributes to get in those positions in the first place.
Yeah, the first, I will say, the first 5 minutes he came on, I thought he was tremendous. The first 5 minutes he came on, I thought he was fantastic. He was bullying the defenders. He was out pacing everybody. Look, he I like Darwin Núñez. I just think I'm not one of these fans that just Darwin's crap. That's just, why did we waste our money? I'm looking at a kid who's 23 years old playing in another country. He's already said he don't even know what Klopp's asking him to do because he doesn't understand him. You know, he's raw, very raw, but I can see high potential in him. He's not somebody I can't, you know, I can watch Darwin Núñez in a game and think, look, there is something about him.
What are you thinking?
If we could just, but then he had 2 chances.
I know, decision making.
I think in that instance, I think he got caught up in the whole atmosphere. And
100%.
Because the crowd were going, Núñez, they were calling him. They were right behind it. I think he just got a bit like, right, I'm just going for this. And yeah, I probably go.
Wherever you tell me to stop. Wherever you tell me to stop.
Oh, I'll probably go. I would have probably said 6.5, but because we can't do the point, I'll probably say 6.
I was with you.
Yeah. It sounds horrible, but He's raw, man. He's raw.
It will come good. It will come good.
He will.
We wouldn't disagree with you, Pixelate Pigeon. Like I wouldn't mind if you got a 7. That decision making will improve, but we can't really give him the same as a Bobby Firmino.
No,
it wouldn't make sense.
No.
Fabio Carvalho. I think it was a breath of fresh air. I thought he came on, worked his ass off, just like Harvey, going to dangerous positions, asked for the ball in dangerous positions. Again, Núñez should have passed it to him on the edge of the box. Instead, do you know the one he went for Trent instead?
Yeah.
I guess we got to give him 6 again on that basis, but he has definitely got the potential for a 7.
Again, you can see with Carvalho, the same as you can see with Darwin, there's a player there, but they're fresh, they're raw at the moment, they need developing, but you can see there's a player there again that you can just work with. And I think Carvalho, the more I see him now playing for Liverpool, I see him a bit more confident every time he puts on the shirt when comes on.
100%.
There's a little bit of a difference to his game every time, and he's only going to get better and better. I personally think he's Bobby's replacement. I think that's what we bought him for. I think he's that Bobby replacement because I think he could play that sort of 10 area. I don't know if I see him in the wide area so much. I think what you do with Carvalho, you put him in that sort of 10 area where he can drift into a wide position, but not starting there and staying there sort of thing. I think that's the best thing. Or dropping in an 8 when he's a little bit older and becoming that dynamic 8 in a few years' time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he came on. He was a breath of fresh air, high energy, tried to get about it, weren't scared of Man City at all. Tried to take him on, tried to play some nice 1-2s, wanted to do some give and goes, didn't always come off. Yeah, I'd go over 6 because it's the same as Darwin. I thought, as I said, I thought Darwin's first 5 minutes when he came on the pitch, I thought he was excellent. So the same with Fabio.
Yeah. I think the next 2, Henderson played a few more minutes than
he came on before the goal. Hendo came on before the goal, didn't he?
Yeah, and he didn't do nothing wrong. Carried on the intensity and the pressure.
Yeah, kept it.
Just he done one of his aimless little hoofs at the end.
Right, it's not Hendo.
Did you notice that one right at the end? Near the end, I think it was, where he could have held on to it and pick out a pass or run with the ball. He just put it out of play. That was a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I thought he was decent. Done his role.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's a bit of a tricky one.
Is that
lads? Help us out on Henderson's one.
Henderson is the hard one. I mean, he came on before we scored. And then so he was on the time before we scored, and then was still on for holding on to that game in that defensive part of the midfield. He came off for Fabinho. Now, Fabinho, we gave an 8, and he was in tremendous form all game. Hendo only played 15 minutes. I'd probably go Hendo a 7 because he carried on the defensive work that was left off from Fabinho and didn't show.
Hendo for me is definitely a 6.5, but we haven't got 6.5.
Go 6.
So
I'm happy with 6 as well. 15 minutes, a 6. I think that's all right.
I think that's more than all right.
Yeah, because he's just sitting there defending really in the midfield, ain't he? So I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember anything about Tsimikas, do you?
No, not really. I just, or Trent.
Or Trent.
No, they came on too late, didn't they?
Came too late. So
let's highest rating is Alisson.
Let's just give them 5s, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't even need that. They don't deserve a rating.
Just leave it. Yeah.
Just leave it. Yeah.
So
there you go, people.
So the stars on there are the man of the matches that are already on there, and we've got 10.
How the fuck has Salah not got a star next to his game? But fair enough.
Do we want to change it up maybe to Gomez, Alisson a 9, and give Gomez man of the match?
Okay.
Or are you happy how it is?
We've given our star men 9, right? Now, James Milner, I think we've given a 9 out of generosity, like one mark extra out of generosity. I think 8 would have been wicked for him.
Yeah, that's still a great rate.
But because of the abuse he's been getting from everywhere, we gave him an extra mark for like sympathy type thing.
Yeah.
Even though he'd hate that. He'd hate that. Yeah, he'd hate that. He'd say, "You're taking the piss out of me." My man of the match is Gomez or Salah.
Yeah, they're my 2 as well. I'm going Gomez because with Mo, I expect Mo to actually do what Mo does, putting in them positions again, even against Man City. Because we said he's top 6 GA against the top 6s out of this world. So, but I didn't expect this performance from Joe Gomez.
I'm with you.
So I think we give Gomez the.
I'm with you. After Napoli and the amount of shit that was talking about him in terms of he shouldn't be playing for Liverpool again, we need him sold. He hasn't got a clue, blah, 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 blah. And you're right, Mo's got enough fucking records and trophies and everything to not get a man of the match on Rate and Debate show on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't need that trophy as well. He's got enough trophies in the bag, bigger, more important trophies. He'll live, he'll survive. Joe Gomez was magnificent. You're right. I think you've swayed me as well. Because I thought Mo Salah was magnificent, though. As we said, he was one-man wrecking machine.
He was. But with Mo in them positions, you expect Mo to do what he did. As we said, Joe's been getting it. We didn't know. We spoke about it ourselves. We didn't know if Joe could do this centre-back position anymore. And he goes and shuts down the most lethal striker in the world at the moment that everyone's scared of.
Joe Gomez gets man of the match. Jamie's done me. Convinced. Absolutely convinced me. People, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you agreed. If you didn't, let me know in the comments below afterwards when I posted the video. I understand a lot of you were probably watching the Ballon d'Or. Not a great time for me to do a stream, but still 200 of you nearly turned up. So thank you very much. Apparently the Ballon d'Or's on. So everyone's watching that. Yeah.
I thought that was at Christmas.
Exactly. And now people are saying Ballon d'Or's on.
Yeah, it's because
and there's a very important documentary on BBC something.
Yeah, in the thing in Paris. Yeah,
but still, the support was magnificent. All of you are lovely. All of you are amazing. Don't forget to like the stream on your way out. Don't forget to go and subscribe to Jamie Phillips Football Chat. He's got his own channel as well. Make sure you go and check out and give him a subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with a preview to the West Ham game. And then we'll take the week from there, people. Over and out.